So you're weird. Does this mean I have to be weird?
Well, but we're in a place for weirdos. I think you do.
Hello, and welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play set in the Eberron campaign world. Eric, what happened last time, you weirdo?
Last time there was a long rest. We took a nappy nap at the Sphinx house. And then Shade talked with the Sphinx quite a bit, and then we got sent back to the mansion, and we had been gone a week, and there were students everywhere, and Thora looked like she was not happy to see anybody, but Thora only recognized R.A. and Pog because accompanying them was a stranger and a fox, so...
Esri, probably, more than R.A. I mean,
Thora got real meta.
Thora would not recognize R.A. That's fair.
That's true. That's true.
R.A. would not have recognized where he was.
Hold up. Thora sees through realities.
I feel like you're being played, Esri.
So, earlier that day, a group stand in the foyer of Greymalkin Manor. Standing next to the large sleeping dragon statue is your new headmistress, Thora Tavine. She paces. You've had a hard time getting a beat on her. She seems a little closed off. She seems like someone, her as a school headmistress, seems like someone wearing clothes that don't quite fit, and struggling to move comfortably in them. She glances down at a scrap of paper in her hand, and then shoves it into a pocket, puts her hands behind her back, her feet shoulder width apart, standing up straight in a very military posture, and begins to address the crowd. Well, crowd is probably the wrong term. It is, as she predicted, a relatively small first class. So let's meet the first class of the Greymalkin Academy. Starting with R.A. Who do we see?
I'm Mo. And he's a short, very young gnome boy wearing tattered black clothing with a hood pulled tight over his hair and his hands stuck in his pocket and not really making eye contact with anyone.
Okay. Eric?
Kara Denol is standing there. She is an Irani elf, a very young Irani elf, and she has jet black hair and near porcelain white skin, very, very pale, with some early, markings on the edges of her face and her arms of the iconic kind of undead markings of the Irani elves, but it seems that those marks are incomplete at best. So, yeah, and she is standing with a demeanor of apathy, I guess, is the best word to describe it. Just, this is a place to be.
Colin.
Next, you see Inapip Babblecrab, who is a short, young rock gnome, gray throughout. Grayish skin, hair looking already salt and pepper, but not from age, just a grayish hue. There are dark black markings around his eyes in the pockets, and his eyes are fiercely and wholly green as they are wide open, just staring and taking in everything, not listening to Thora, just looking around and really, really happy to be here, it seems.
And Casey.
Well, take everything that Eric described and do the opposite, and you have Nasaria. Nasaria is drow, so she's got dark skin. She's got very, very light, bright white hair. She is taking notes, although there's not been anything worth taking notes over, but that has not stopped her from writing down everything so far. She gives a couple of side-eye glances to her counterparts that are not paying attention or taking notes. Rude. And yeah,
Okay.
that's Nasaria.
So Thora paces a couple more times and then says, I chose this as the first place to address you because I want to talk about our friend here. And she lays a hand on the stone dragon's head. The dragon is asleep. It's calm.
It's a real dragon?
It's what? What?
It's a real dragon?
No.
It
No,
looks like
it's,
a statue.
Questions at the end. And she pulls out a piece of paper and looks at it again and shoves it back in her pocket. The dragon is calm. It's not threatening, but it is able to sleep easy because it knows it's strong. It knows its power and fears nothing. Here you will learn to be strong, but also to rule your power. You will sharpen your mind and gain skills for life in a world that will not smile at you. But by our standing here, calm and unafraid, perhaps things will be a little better, and generation by generation, we will show not only that we are more than the marks on our skin, but also that we are unashamed of them, and that like any gift, they can be used to better lives. Now,
What does it have to do with the statue?
it's a metaphor.
I don't get it.
We'll work on that. Speaking of that, allow me to introduce your first professor. And she gestures, and an elf in a tweed jacket and green waistcoat steps up and bows.
Are we not gonna clap for anything?
Thank you.
Nothing. Okay. Okay.
Hello, I'm Arlo Fletcher, and I will be your first teacher, your guide to the basic understanding of the world around you, the plains, and the literature of Corvair. But for today, I will be your guide to this place. I will show you to your rooms. I see we have a question. Yes, miss.
Do you go by Mr. Arlo or Professor Arlo or Professor Fletcher, or do you have what is your level of education? Maybe a doctor? Or not?
Professor Fletcher will be fine.
Okay.
Thank you. I will show you to where you are to stay and give you some time to settle in. And if you have questions, I will be happy to answer them. Yes, young master.
Prof Fletcher, do we get our own rooms, or
You will be rooming together in pairs for the time being. Yes. Tomorrow, classes will
Is there
begin.
food?
There will be food, yes. Food will be served
When?
at meal times. Young man, have you eaten recently?
Yesterday?
Ah. Well, we'll see that that is taken care of very quickly. If you find yourself severely hungry or lacking, it is good to speak up on those things. He looks desperately towards Thora, who stands up and let's show them to their rooms, and then we'll move a meal forward. We should be able to have food prepared in about an hour. We can save some of the other matters of orientation for another time. This way. And Thora leads you through a door into the dining hall, and then around through the door down a hall, and over into what was once the
You have
staff
a whole room
quarters.
just for eating?
Well, we'll also use it for assemblies, and should we ever need to, larger classes might meet there. It is a large space, and we'll use it for multiple purposes, but it is where meals will be served, yes. This section of the manor will be your space. There is a small common room down that hallway that you may use for your own needs, and of course bedrooms along here. The facilities are around the corner. In the evenings, it will be expected that you remain in this section of the manor.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry? What does what mean?
What's around the corner?
The facilities. The
We're
bathroom.
sharing?
Yes.
Oh.
And he walks to this door and opens it and says, Mo and Inapip, this will be your room.
awesome?
You see a room with a
Sure,
pair
put
of
the
bunk
gnomes
beds.
together.
I'm sorry?
Just because we're both gnomes doesn't mean we have to room together.
No. It doesn't. You happen
I'm okay
to
with it.
both
I
be
think it's
gnomes.
fine.
And Kara and Nasaria, and he walks across the hall. This will be your room. Opens the door.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll give you some time to put your things down and settle in. Dinner will be in an hour in the hall.
Mo just takes
Thank
the
you.
little strap bag he has and tosses it on one of the beds.
Pip doesn't have even a bag, and so he puts his coat on the opposite side and puts a pillow under the bed and lays down there going, it's going to be comfy, I think.
Arlo
You
and
say
Flora
bunk
retreat
beds?
down the hall and out.
Which bed do you want?
I would like the one closest to the door, please.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I do not care. That's fine with me.
Okay.
And
I
Kara
also
goes in.
think that maybe we should rearrange it a little bit. It's a little disorganized, and so if we could actually move your bed into this corner and then put the trunk over here, I think that'll be even better. Grab a side.
I mean, if you want to do that, you're more than welcome to.
Okay, if you're not going to help, that's fine. I've got this all on my own. She just starts dragging the bed.
Kara just kind of leans on the desk in their room with kind of a bewildered smirk on her face and pulls an apple out of her bag and just starts eating it and just... So... What's your deal, I guess?
Well, that's a really broad question. Do you mean
mean-
like family history? What my specialty is? What I'm good at? That's
Why are you here, I guess is the best question.
because I'm dragon marked and because I'm aberrant marked, and I would like to learn how to even better control it. And I heard that they're going to get in some good professors. That Professor Fletcher seemed very knowledgeable, but I guess we'll see.
Okay.
Why are you here? Are you not here for the
Oh.
education?
I'm here for that, and she points at the bed, and the thing that's happening in an hour.
The food part?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, if you want some snacks, and she goes to her
Oh,
bag
I-
and she picks out.
I pocketed this
Just-
on my way here, so I could get food, but and she kind of gestures with her left
What
hand.
do you
and
mean by
see-
pocketed?
You see that there's scarring and like where she's been clearly cut multiple times on her back of her hands and stuff, but my hands aren't quite quick enough to keep away from injury when people don't like it when I eat. And she takes another bite of her apple.
Did you steal that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't
Kara's the edgy teenager in class.
Listen, I've been living on the street for a couple of decades now, so you know, this seemed easier than what I'd been doing. And she kind of pulls some of the wrappings away from her right forearm, and you see her dragon mark underneath it, and like, this is just a meal ticket, I guess. But I'm glad that you're excited. Love that for you. So,
Well, I don't feel like you're quite sincere, but I am glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm not being insincere. Just because I don't care doesn't mean that I don't like that you care. It's refreshing. I'm not around enough people that care.
From laying on his back, Pip rolls over with an elbow on the ground, leaning, and goes, "So, you I ever been to school before? Or, for school?
Mo, hearing the furniture moving down the hall, jumps up and tries to pull that dresser between the beds away from the wall and like turn it parallel to make a wall. I don't know if he can do that.
I mean, not necessarily easily.
He's
but
got an 8 strength.
not well. It's like it kind of rocks, and you manage to scoot it. It's moving very slowly. It's like an inch or two at a time. So it's like.
While he's trying to drag the dresser without getting up from under the bed, Pip's eyes flash green, and he is sitting on top of the dresser in front of him and goes, I don't know if you heard me. I was asking if you've ever been to school before.
Now you can't move it.
Mo kicks the dresser.
It hurts.
You don't clap in your sleep, do you?
I don't know. I'm asleep most of the time that I'm sleeping.
He just gets on top of the bed and faces the wall.
So, what is your thing do? Does it make you stand in the wall corners all the time, or can you do anything cool?
What thing? What do you mean thing?
Like how my eyes are all bad and weird. You don't have a bad and weird thing?
So you're weird. Doesn't mean I have to be weird.
Well, but we're at a place for weirdos. I think you do.
He pulls back his hood briefly.
Oh.
And you see his hair is just vibrant day glow green and with some red sort of undertones in it, and just like a lamp. His hair. And he puts it back.
Whoa, that's really, it's big, but it's really cool looking too. Does it, can you do anything with it, or,
It makes light.
like, out of nothing?
Out of my head!
You see? That's super weird.
You all hear footsteps come running down the hall, and the door to Mo and Inpip's room flies open, and a little girl wearing a cloak with a unicorn head hood bursts into the room, looks, sees the two of you, goes, "Oh, sorry," and slams the door. And you hear her run across the hall, and Kara and Nasaria, your door slams open, and Donabella skids into the room. Right room. Hey!
Hello.
Yes.
Roommates.
Yes.
Which one's not taken?
There's only 2 rooms in the bed, right, Philip?
There's only
There's 2 bunk beds,
Two-
so there's a top and a
2
bottom.
bunk beds. Okay,
okay.
gotcha.
Two
I think
rooms in the
I
bed.
think the 2 bottoms are already taken, but the 2 tops are still open.
Awesome. That's what I wanted. And she vaults off of the footlocker and like flings herself up onto the bed that Narissa is trying to haul across the room, and it's like it looks nothing like what it looks in her head. She, catches on her chest as a sort of scrambling and half pulls the blankets and mattress off before she manages to fling herself up onto the top, and then sort of rolls over onto her side, trying to look cool.
Hi. Who are you?
I'm Donabella. Bright Doom.
Hi, Donabella.
I'm Nasaria. Oh,
I'm Kara.
Hey.
You seem excited.
Oh, I'm really excited. I've been waiting for this for a while.
Great.
like this day?
Yeah, for school to start.
Hope we have a
You're
lovely
excited about
4th
school too?
week.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. There have been like all sorts of fights and murders in this place, and maybe there's ghosts, and there sometimes is a little dragon that lives here, and also I'm hoping there will be a better explanation about babies.
Quick point of
'Cause the last time I was
Surely
here,
we'll have a class about that.
the last time I got here, some of the people that work here tried to explain it, and I came away more confused.
I mean, if you're curious, I can explain that, but
Really?
Oh gosh, they tried to teach you something and you came out worse.
It was, well, see, it was like when I was on a tour, and so I don't know if it was a real official class or if it was just talking.
your tour
Mo's
sounds more
gonna
exciting than
Follow her out of the room and go try to like sneak and listen at the door.
Sure.
If
Make a stealth
Mo
check,
has
Mo.
left,
stealth against Pit
What?
just going, where are you going?
I'm gonna wreck that for you right now. I hope you don't roll and waste a good roll here. It's not gonna matter.
5.
Okay.
Cool. At the moment of you deciding to walk, Pip hops off the dresser and just walks to follow.
No.
What? But I don't
hear
want it.
that?
There's nobody in there.
Outside our door.
Make noise.
Stuff.
Kara
I
just
know,
reaches
that's what
over and,
talking is.
and flings the door open. What do you want?
Hi.
The apple that
Nothing.
Kara had been holding suddenly flies across the room, past Mo's head, and smashes against the opposite wall. Oh, it's
Okay,
not
which
bad
one of
guys.
you did that?
Okay.
That was you?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Why'd you waste a good apple?
I
You owe
move
me an
things real fast and real good.
That wasn't. It was fast, but it wasn't good because she doesn't have an apple anymore.
I mean, it's still there. You could still eat it.
Wait, is that where you were aiming?
Awful lot of pieces.
Yeah, it was a warning shot,
Okay. Then it was good.
right?
It-
No. All they did is warn us that you can take a shot. That wasn't close to anybody.
But it made you duck.
No, I'm Pip.
that- okay.
We can't exactly get much lower to the ground.
Nasaria, what does your mark do?
I bet you can. You like bend over, or crawl, or lay down.
I gotta be honest, she's
He'll
right.
turn around and he just goes into the room that is behind us that presumably isn't being used.
Yeah, it's unoccupied.
Starts just going through things.
There's
Pip leans
there's
against
nothing.
the door
It was cleared
frame.
out thoroughly.
Waiting to hear if there was an answer to the question.
I'm sorry. What did Pip say?
Oh,
Not Pip's question.
Kara asked
Kara asked
Oh,
Nasaria what her mark did.
what I control dirt, but it's much cooler than that sounds.
You should work on your
Is
elevation.
So
it?
she goes over to her. Yes.
All of fantasy magic available to you.
do we need to go outside? Do we need to go outside? You can show us.
Dirt.
There's a girl who controls trees here. You could work with the girl who controls trees.
and like make a
That
garden.
would be fantastic. I actually bring my own dirt everywhere, so we don't have to. We don't have to go outside.
Gross.
She's going over to her bag and she gets out a jar. It's not gross.
Well,
She pours it out and then she I guess, how is that described? Is it described as we cast that spell or just
Yeah,
do that thing?
I mean, you can describe it how you want.
Okay. So Nisaria, I know my name. It's cool. She picks up the dirt in her hand and then sort of encloses it, and then she thinks about it. It takes her a second, and then when she opens it, all of the dirt has been what is the word? Shaped into Kara. It's a little Kara statue.
Huh. Look at that.
That's super cool. Could you like shape it into something sharp?
See, it's not gross at all.
well,
Yeah. And so she closes it up in her hand, and then it's a unicorn with a very prominent horn.
That's so beautiful. I don't even want to throw it at something.
I know.
Because then it would break and it would be sad because it's so
Yes.
beautiful.
Thank you.
When people look back at
sets it on the
Kara,
counter.
she now has somehow produced half of a loaf of bread and is munching on that.
You have cool pockets.
Thank you. I have a lot of them.
That's useful. I should get a lot of pockets because then I could carry around stuff to throw.
That would be smart. You wouldn't have to throw my food then.
Yeah.
Why would you ever need stuff carried around to throw? There's stuff
In case I
everywhere.
get in trouble, need to fight. I'm an adventurer.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Do you often get in trouble and need to fight?
Well, I go on adventures sometimes. Like
Where
quests,
do you go on adventures
you know.
to?
Okay.
All sorts of places. I went into the Undercity this one time, and we fought a giant hive full of monster bug lizards.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Uh-huh.
Pip leans
Insight
over
check.
to Mo and just says, "So all of these girls are gross."
Yeah, you can make an insight check.
Ten is Kara's insight on Donnabella's bold claim.
Whatever's true, she believes it.
Where
Yeah,
are your
I even got one of these, and she pulls out one of the little silver throwing stars that's shaped like a raven that she stole from her encounter with the White Raven. Yeah, I met the White Raven. That's right. She tucks it away.
Donnabella,
What?
I'm gonna ask you something, and please don't take it the wrong way, because why are you here? Seems like you got a
Because I
lot
got
going
this.
on.
And she like pulls the hood back and pulls up her hair. And like, can you see it?
Yeah, but you,
Okay.
Yep.
okay.
Because I'm here.
Just seems like you could be doing a lot out there.
So what
I
do
mean,
you
yeah,
do?
and
that's so weird?
I've done a lot of adventuring and questing. And now I'm going to do
And your
some
parents
school.
are just okay with this?
Oh yeah, I mean, my mom was a little concerned after the tour, but we talked about it. She's pretty cool.
Cool.
What about your dad?
That's an awkward question.
My dad, he would probably think it was cool.
Hey Pip, life
Yeah.
advice, buddy. When somebody doesn't bring up a parent, it's not good to follow up asking about the parent.
Okay.
You guys want to meet the tree girl?
No.
Yes.
Sure.
But we will.
Let's go.
Fine.
And Donabella slides off the bunk and takes off at a run.
Yeah, I'm not running.
Are we supposed to run inside?
Of course!
And she quickly walks after her.
As a gnome, Mo basically doesn't have any choice.
Pip takes off like a shot, trying to get to Donabella.
Kara
Donabella
is walking at a
bolts-
leisurely pace.
Donabella bolts out the front doors and heads towards the big grove of trees, followed at various paces by the rest of you. Those of you that arrive first, as Donabella runs into the grove, she starts to sort of look around. It's like, River!
Nope,
I
these
don't
are
know
trees.
which tree you're in.
These are trees, not rivers.
None of them are a river.
Hello. And you look up, and sitting in the branches of one of the trees, there is a raven-haired girl with glowing blue eyes and skin the color of bark.
Hey, like,
Hello, my name's Nasaria.
I'm River.
I'm Pip.
Pip.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Why are you up in the tree?
Tree is good. She doesn't like speak
Yes.
very well in this language. She speaks tree language, and so she like speaks language, but she doesn't speak this one very well. She's working on it.
Is tree language like wind?
It doesn't sound like wind when she talks it.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, hi River. Hi Donabella.
Do you think we could learn to speak tree?
I mean, probably she's learning to speak our language. So seems logical that we could learn to speak tree. The branch of the tree sort of bends itself down, and River slips off and drops to the ground. And the branch
Is she a student here?
raises back up.
I'm sorry. Are you a student here, River?
Where's her mark?
I'm River.
That's what I
I'm
was
not
told.
actually sure.
Yep.
I was gonna ask my friends, but they aren't here yet. They're probably out on some adventure.
There's more?
Who are your friends?
Oh, you
Other
already have
students?
friends
Oh,
here.
the cool kids who live here. Pog
thought we were the first students.
and Esri and Shade and Puzzle Dust.
Pog?
Nope.
Did you say Pog?
Yes, I said Pog.
What's a pog?
As in
Do you know Pog?
Kolos Crusher?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Prove it. Where? He's not here.
I can show you his room.
Yes, that's really cool.
Okay.
And she
Whatever.
takes off at a run.
Who is
Kara
his
moves with
roommate?
Don't.
Kara moves with a bit more agency at that. Like she's a
Okay.
bit more interested in this.
She takes
You don't just.
If there are
She
other
takes the
students, then who
stairs.
cares?
Two at a time up to the second floor, and into
I take the stairs 2 feet at a time.
right, and into Pog's room. So you see the very the map up.
Smells weird in here.
Guys, I do not think we should be in here.
I think it's wonderful.
He is not in here. And so we do not have permission.
They did not give us permission.
We weren't told that we couldn't do it.
See?
You don't know that. You haven't met
Bed
him.
is huge.
Yeah, this isn't a student's
Oh, man,
room.
he must be really big in person.
Oh, he's really big. Yeah. You can see that there's not really a bed so much as a mattress on the floor that looks real lumpy. And a couple of doors off the room. Yeah, no, I mean, he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind if I'm in here. We're tight.
Is the window cracked
Yeah,
to this
Yeah, the
room
window's
still?
cracked.
Okay, then Pip is gonna go and lean his head out of it onto the balcony.
Kara, just starts doing the whole, not rummaging, but, looking inside the armoire door, just, walking by, just checking the place out.
Hey, don't mess with Pog's stuff.
I'm not. I'm
his
just
friend.
looking around.
I immediately
Watching out for it.
dive under the bed and start seeing if there's anything under the bed.
It's lying on the floor, so you can't dive under the bed. Pog got rid of the bed frame. It's just a
I-
mattress.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that where he was keeping the eggs?
In
At one
between
point, he had them
the mattress and the floor.
They were just laying under the mattress, like he was sleeping on top of them,
Oh.
incubating them.
Like a mama bird.
Okay, sorry.
Mama monster over here.
You hear,
Then he goes in the bathroom and starts looking through the medicine cabinet.
Nasaria is following every person that she can, and anything they touch, she is putting right back as perfectly in place as possible.
where are your other friends' rooms, Donabella?
Oh, they're over here. And she leads you out. She waits to see that everybody leaves Pog's room. And takes you across, points to the door. That's Mrs. Tavine's room. You can't go in there. And back,
Says you.
and points to Ari's room. That's just an extra room. I guess there's going to be someone else at some point. And then opens Estri's door. There's all sorts of weird things growing in vials and jars on the armoire, and there's a bust on a shelf next to a couple of very large books. Oh man,
Kara
Kara probably
Yep.
knows what that
Dude.
is.
What the?
Mo will move in happily and just start investigating all the vials.
Kara's gonna go over
When I
and
was
pick
here, he said not to touch those because some of them might explode. But that could be cool.
Which ones?
He didn't say which ones. I think he didn't want me to touch any of them.
up.
And then Shade and Cal sleep out on the balcony.
Is your friend an elf, Donabella?
He's green.
So no.
Are there green elves?
Not in my experience. There's just
Well, he's green. That's
okay.
that's him. He's green.
Kara's gonna go over and just confused because this isn't an elf's room. She's gonna inspect the bust.
It is a obsidian or onyx bust of an elf with the death marks set into it in gold.
There's no way. And she's gonna reach out and palm the top of the head of to pick it up and look at it because she wouldn't think that there would be an actual.
Please be careful.
I imagine I know more about this thing than the person that owns this room.
That's weird.
Interesting. Weird.
It's just a head. Oh, this guy's got his own tub too, and he'll jump up and grab the edge of the tub and pull up. Oh. That's not for bathing.
Oh.
What is distilling in that tub? Oh, man.
Whatever it is, at that weirdness, Pip has to jump up and see as well. So he does the same pull up.
What would they see, R.A.?
It's like a swamp, like a terrarium, or what are they called? Yeah, like a water environment with plants growing in it and mud at the bottom, and yeah, just like a little swampland terrarium.
Since we're just grabbing things in this room, Pip is gonna hook his armpits on the side of the tub and just reach in to smell.
Oh.
Yeah, gross and weird.
What if that's What if that is a science experiment and now you have just contaminated it?
Well, it successfully smells weird.
From echoing up the stairs, you hear shouted voice of Arlo, get the children in their rooms. Forge, seal the door.
Out! And Mo bails.
And after a moment, you hear, I can't find him. What do you mean you can't find him? And you
Guys,
all hear.
let's go.
You all hear on the floor of Esri's room. You hear.
That wasn't in the experiment, Beth.
Yeah, we should go.
We should just go to our rooms.
As you turn
Let's
towards the
go.
door, you see climbing up around the railing of the stairwell a shape. Small clawed 4 feet reach and grab and lift, and a long silver black head appears, covered in shiny chitinous exoskeleton. Barbs run down the back of it. As it climbs up onto the banister, you see a long scorpion-like tail flick with a little blade on the end of it as it perches briefly and goes.
Car's just gonna
Everything's
reach over
Hello,
Request
I'm
back and
Dyson.
shut the door.
Yes.
At the
yes,
sound of the
I think we're good.
At the sound of the door close, as soon as the door makes a noise of closing, you hear a and something thumps against the door, and then suddenly the spiked end of the tail jams through the door a couple of inches.
Oh, that was worth a shot.
What is that?
Super, super weird.
It looked awesome.
Seems like it wants to eat us.
We could go to the balcony now.
Okay.
That would be one more level of protection.
Stop
So-
talking! Run! And
Where do you run?
Mo turns from the door and yes, out through the window.
Okay. You hear repeated slams as holes are chipped in the door.
It's okay.
Until as you are going out the window, the latch of the door is finally damaged, and the door swings open, and the creature bursts in. Donabella will use her ability to catapult to fling a random vial of something off of Esri's dresser towards the creature.
Boy, that's a bad idea.
Yeah, some kind of terrible acid smashes all over, hissing on the floor and the wall.
Yep.
But seeming not to affect the creature much. As you
Guys,
go out
I
the
think
window.
we should leave.
Where do we go? We should get downstairs because that's where the grown-ups are.
We can climb down the balcony. It's fine.
You are really
the
cool
creature
about that.
is rushing across the, having recovered itself from the impact, is rushing across the room towards the open window.
Nasaria causes the ground to become difficult terrain.
Cool. So the ground of the floor of Esri's room suddenly warps and bends.
Which I assume has dirt on it.
Oh, almost certainly. Warps and bends, and the creature's feet slip, and it slides and slams into the wall. We're going over the edge?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Yes.
You go over the edge and drop down... into a stable. Oh, cool. Our rooms are like right back through here. And Donabella points towards the door here.
great.
Follows.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go it.
Donabella bursts through the room, and just as you see a big metallic shape burst through into this room, and suddenly pull up short. Ah, students.
Hi.
You are requested in the dining hall.
Yes.
There is a minor security breach.
Yeah, it's upstairs.
Yeah, it's behind us.
I would recommend proceeding briskly into the dining hall.
Okay.
Okay.
Better be food.
The Warforged, you would all recognize it, Warforged. The Warforged leads you, or herds you, into the dining hall, and as soon as the door closes, they step over and just heave over the suit of armor across the door, and then proceed around, flinging furniture in front of all of the doors to barricade the room. You see Thora come through this door over here, and with a glowing blade in her hand,
Whoa.
and listen. All right, we found the children. Okay, Forge, we're keeping them here. I'll deal with the creature. If it gets in this room, you end it. And it's at this moment that there is a sound, and the four of you look over, and you see four figures suddenly appear up here on the dais. One of whom, any of you who know the news of Stormreach recognize as Pog the Kolos Crusher. Sorry.
See? Super weird.
Donabella goes, I told you! Thora turns to the four of you on the stage. Where have you been all week? Thank you all so much for watching. We just had an internet issue takeaway. Casey and RA, you will have noticed by now. But that's okay. We were at the button. So of the times for the internet to collapse on us, this was a good one. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Khyber Shards. If you would like to get in touch with us, you can leave comments down below. Down below, you'll also find links to all of our social media, including our Discord. And while you're down there, hit some of them engagement buttons. Any of them, really. All feed our overlord algorithm. And we have a merch store also down there, and we have a link to Colin's Twitch, where he twitches. Sure, why not? He twitches as sorry
True.
BTR. The O is a 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New episodes of Khyber Shards Answers every Friday. You can submit questions on our Discord or in the comments down below. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.
Bye.